Hey guys, so today is going to be one part vlog, one part religious discussion video because I'll be responding to the Do You Believe in God thread that's currently circulating in the, what is it called? The controversial topics board. That's it. And also, I think I'll be responding a little bit to Eva's video. I'm not sure if I'll actually get to that because I don't want this video to last forever, but I'll definitely try. My roommate is out right now. I think she's in class, so hopefully she doesn't come back early like she did yesterday, or I'm gonna be really embarrassed. But anyway, so today is the end of midterm week, which, let me tell you, a weight has been lifted off my chest. Like, I feel so much better now. I turned in my stupid paper for my intro to public affairs class, which I don't feel particularly confident about, but it's too late to worry about that now, and I'm just happy to have it done. And I technically still have some midterms next week. They're not official midterms, they're just tests. Like, I have my Russian oral exam on Tuesday, and I think that, oh, and then I have my portfolio for my writing class due on Monday. But that's pretty much it. I'm done for right now, and I feel so much better. Just be glad you don't have to read that paper I wrote. Like, it's not pretty. Um, what have I been up to? Oh, here's an interesting thing. I went to a meeting with the CIA on Wednesday. It wasn't like a one-on-one, like I was talking to CIA members or anything. No. It was an information meeting about interning with the CIA or getting full-time positions. Um, and it sounds really good. Like, I never really thought that I'd be into espionage and like um, that sort of foreign work, but after listening to it, I think I'm going to apply for a summer internship for my summer after sophomore year, which will be not this coming summer, but the summer after. So wish me luck on that one. I'm a little nervous about their like lie detector test. Not that I really have anything to hide, but just freaks me out. And they're pretty intense about that. My dad went through one of those tests with either the FBI or CIA, I don't remember who, and he actually walked out of the test because he just got pissed about the questions they were asking. So that's a little nerve-wracking. But that was good. It was really interesting. So that's pretty much my week in a nutshell. Nothing interesting, just lots of studying, lots of writing, and lots of sitting on my ass. Oh, tomorrow is my school's homecoming football game, and we are playing the University of Iowa, which is McKay's school, and so little rivalry there, and I actually got a ticket to the game, so I will be going to the game tomorrow, which will be my first college football game, so I'm pretty excited about that. My good friend here on campus is really excited about it because she's wanted me to come to a game with her forever, and I'm finally doing it. Also, I'm going to lunch with her in like an hour, so I said that like I was like, so we better wrap up this video. This video is not going to be an hour long. Oh my god, that would be awful. Okay, so religion. Sorry, I'm so scatterbrained all the time when I'm doing these videos. So, like I said in the post that I did in that thread, I am an atheist. I've been an atheist for my entire life. I I was raised atheist, though I feel like unlike being raised into a religion, it's kind of hard to be raised as an atheist because you can't really raise someone to not believe in something, you can only raise them to believe in something. So I think more of religion was just absent from my home life. My family didn't really talk about it. I mean, they would talk about it sort of scathingly, um, but I mean, they didn't really engage me in conversations about it until I was old enough to understand what we were talking about, which meant like end of elementary school. Uh, but I definitely knew. I mean, the first time I can really remember having a conversation with someone else in which I like sort of asserted that I wasn't religious and that I wasn't interested in religion was in fourth grade when my best friend would constantly ask me to come to church with her every weekend. Um, Sorry, oh my gosh, oh, my nose is really itchy. Moving on. She'd always ask me to come to church with her. I lived in Utah, so Mormon church. By the way, if you ever go to a Mormon church service, it's the most boring thing you'll ever sit through. I went to a missionary farewell for one of my good friends my sophomore year, and oh, never again. No, junior year. Doesn't matter. Uh, so yeah, that was the first time I really remembered being like, I'm not religious. I'm not interested in your religion. Please stop asking me about it. But, I mean, after like 2 years of saying no, they gave up. and then we kind of stop being friends. The funny thing about really religious people, they don't really like you if you're not religious too. Not that doesn't necessarily apply to all people, but I mean, if your religion is central to your life, you're not going to be really happy with non-believers. So the reasoning behind why I'm atheist is really, I mean, just sort of how I observe the world, science, I mean, mixture of things. I just find all religion to be very improbable. I think the idea of having a God that watches over us, of having an afterlife, is just a comfort. Um, I think that the idea of an afterlife is just something that humans made up to comfort themselves about dying, because no one wants to address the idea that when you die, you could be done. Because we as humans, being people that see ourselves as like the superior race, I mean, not race, animal, we're like these special snowflakes. But I mean, really, we're no different than any other species out there. We're just more advanced, more mentally advanced. But I don't think that means that we were made by some special creator. I just think that our brains are more developed, but that, like every other creature, we're going to die, and when we die, we end. We are a bundle of cells, very advanced cells, but we're still just a biological being that is living, breathing, and thinking, and those functions will all stop upon our death, in which case we return to being just another part of the earth. So, yeah, it's a pretty pragmatic view, but that's what I have. I mean, I'm not comfortable with it. I'm terrified of death. I'm absolutely terrified, to the point where it actually causes me legitimate anxiety if I think about it too much. Like, I remember once in, I think it was 6th grade, I went on a field trip to the planetarium, and we were watching this video about space and the life cycle of stars, and just this idea of this vastness of this thing that never ends, and that my life is so insignificant really scared the shit out of me. And I will like start to hyperventilate and cry, and it's out of control. And one day, hopefully, I will get it under check. But I don't, not anytime soon. Death is scary, but I'm not willing to believe in something I don't, that doesn't make sense to me, just to comfort me. If that makes sense. I also am very harsh on religion. I do not like religion at all. I think that religion is an evil within our society. I think that it serves little to no positive purpose. That's not to say that religious people are all bad. No, I mean, the majority of people I know are religious, and they're wonderful people. I just think that the institution of religion itself is a method of brainwashing the masses. It's my opinion. Sorry if it offends you. Actually, I'm not really sorry. I mean, why would I say it if I was sorry? But how I see religion is just that it's these organized groups where they tell you to think the same thing. And they want you to read these texts written thousands of years ago with no actual proof that they're legitimate any more than another work of fiction, but you have to follow them so concretely. They control your life, they control your actions, your thoughts, your beliefs, they control everything about you. And if you can control so many people so easily and from such a young age, you can control the masses with the snap of your fingers. I mean, I see organized religion as just a way of controlling the masses and asserting power. So I do not think favorably on organized religion at all. Are there religious organizations that do good? Yes, there are. Do I think that makes them good organizations? No, I do not. I think that the good work religious people do in the name of God is really, they're doing it for themselves, to make themselves feel better about helping others. Because, I mean, that's what secular groups do. They do the same kind of work, but they don't do it in the name of God, but they're doing it for the exact same reasons. Like, just because you say you're doing it for God doesn't mean you don't have personal selfish reasons for it. Sorry, I'm just kind of losing myself here. I'm totally rambling. This is going to be a long-ass video, but I don't care. I think my YouTube limit's 15 minutes. No, over 15. Whew. This could be a long one. Sit yourself down and get ready to go. That was a weird face I just made. So, on the issue of morality, I really hate the idea that you can't be moral without religion, and I think that people who bring up that argument show a lot more about their morality than about yours. And what I mean by that is that if you're telling someone they can't be moral without a God, you're essentially admitting that without your belief in God, you would be totally off the wall immoral, like running around murdering people. And I think that's ridiculous. I take the view that we gain our moral bearings, and when I say morals, I classify morals into two sections. I have like humanistic morals, and then like societal morals. Societal morals are things like um, sex before marriage, abortion, gay marriage, things that are like social issues that arise. And I see humanistic morals as things like murder, rape, um, kidnapping, stealing, etc., 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 where you are essentially physically hurting another person, mentally hurting another person, or you are stealing their property or ruining their property. I see those things as morals we inherently have because we are human and because we can understand the feelings and emotions of another human being because we've experienced them ourselves. Obviously, if you're a psychopath, you can't experience them because you're a psychopath, but that's a different story. Um, does that mean we necessarily always act on those morals? Are there reasons we would break those morals? Yeah, of course. I mean, would I commit murder in certain circumstances? Yes, I would. I would commit murder to save my own life in some circumstances. I would commit murder to save the life of someone I love in some circumstances. I would commit murder um, for the greater good, I guess. Like you know that sort of moral question they pose sometimes, like you like kill one person and save a bunch of other people from being killed. I think is something around it. I'd probably kill that one person. Um, I mean, these are all personal things, and I don't think that makes me immoral. I think that makes me human because I think we all have those situations in which we would break down our own personal moral guidelines and do something we don't agree with because we're under extraordinary circumstances, and that's just human. That's natural. That's not immoral. But the fact that I see killing another person as inherently wrong and evil and horrible um, is because I am a person myself, and I understand that life is valuable. My life is valuable. Um, Now, don't even try to put that on the abortion thing. That is a whole different story for a whole nother video. Um, for things like stealing, I mean, I own things. I don't want people to take my things. I'm not going to take people's things. Golden rule, buddies. It's not religious. Um, rape is awful. Rape is terrible. You are betraying another person. You are physically harming them. I mean, there's so many things wrong, but I know this not because some God told me this, that I was told that I should believe this, but because I would not want to be raped. I understand people's feelings. I mean, I'm just going into really long things that where I'm essentially saying you get morals because you are human. Um, damn it. Okay, so Eva, I was gonna respond to your video, but honestly, I can't remember like anything I was going to say. And I remember watching your video and thinking like, oh, that's good, I agree with that, I agree with that. And there were some things where I was like, gotta disagree with you on this. We don't see eye to eye. But there were some points you brought up which I thought were really good. Especially your point about saying how we, in America, the United States of America. Oh my gosh, I just had a big talk with one of my professors about why you don't call it America. Um, in the United States, we have the separation of church and state, and I'm really glad you brought that up and said that just because you have beliefs doesn't mean that you have the right to force them on others. Um, and what I also want to say about that is this common misconception that people have that we are founded as a nation of Christians, that we were founded on Christian principles, that we were founded by Christians, because that's not true under any circumstances. Most of the founding fathers, if you actually read up into it, were deists. A deist is not a Christian, a deist is not an atheist. A deist is someone who believes in a higher power, in a God, but it's not necessarily the Christian God or anything. I mean, that's a very simplistic view of deism, but that's all I really need for it now. But essentially, many of them were not Christians. They saw problems with the Christian faith, but they weren't atheists either. I mean, they had spiritual belief. But still, I think it's important to note that a lot of them were not Christians. And also, and this, I bring this up anytime someone says we were founded as a Christian nation, go look up the Treaty of Tripoli. Actually, you know what? Let me pull it up right now. The Treaty of Tripoli. John Adams. I was right. As the government of the United States of America is not in any sense founded on the Christian religion. First line. I think that pretty much sums up my feelings. I get really heated about this. I'm sorry if I've pissed anyone off. Actually, I'm not really sorry. I keep saying I'm sorry when I'm not really sorry. These are my views. Deal with it. If you don't like it, you don't have to like it. I didn't make this video for you to like it. But I'm gonna wrap this up because I'm going way over the time I've ever gone before. So if you made it to the end of the video, congratulations. You're a great person. You're swell. Send me a PM. Tell me what you thought. If you didn't make it to the end of the video, or if you just fast forwarded through this, I understand, and that's okay. But if you want to know my views, I'd recommend watching the whole thing. So, I mean, really, I could talk for like an hour on my views on religion, but I don't have the time. Actually, I've got the time, I just don't want to make the video. So, I will talk to you all another day. Yeah, goodbye.